Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is the third day of June for the June Leetcode Daily Challenge. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me in Discord. Let me know what you think about today's problem. Range sum query 2D immutable. Okay, so this one I'll go over a little bit, but not gonna lie, the NBA Finals is happening soon, so I might cut it a little bit short. I have explained this in many videos in the past, to be honest, but I don't think I kept it in a good place that I can reference it to be like, hey, just look at this. But we can go over it very quickly, and then what I want to do now is actually just kind of give the concept of the problem, and then you can think about how to implement it. I mean, you could watch me implement it as well, obviously, but I'm just looking for my drawing pad. But I'm going to give you the concept, and if you don't know, I mean, obviously, if you know this problem, then just do it. Then you're not watching this, or at least you're not, focus on that part. You're just hanging out with me, and I appreciate that. Thank you for liking the video and all that stuff. But the idea here, and I'm just gonna give the idea, and then you could. What I want you to do is, if you haven't done it before, see if you can come up with with the idea, see if you come up with the implementation, right? Because implementation is hard in general as well. And even if you have the idea, it doesn't mean the implementation is easy. But you can give yourself that practice and see if that's good. And then you can we could compare notes and see if we have the same answer, or well, not same because it's code, but similar idea and so forth. But okay. Let me double check that you could see what I'm seeing. Okay, so now let's say you have this, right? The idea here is I'm gonna go a little bit over the idea about 1D prefix sum, because I guess we skipped a day, or kind of, at least in terms of explanation. But okay, let's look at, for now, let's just look at the last column, right? Here, and then the last column, let's say we have a prefix sum. What the? All right, that kind of disappeared. Let me try again. Hang on. So let's say we have this, and then now we look at the last column, right? Oh, there's my pen. So in the last column, you can have. Oh, why is this so weird? So now you have the prefix sum, including the 0 element here, and then 1, 1, 4. This is kind of a terrible example, actually. But the idea here is that now that you have the prefix sum, and what does the prefix sum tell you, right? Every element means that it will give you some subset of the sum of the prefix, which is what it sounds like. So this element includes, or this element, where this 4 element includes, all these elements, right? The 4 elements that are in the row. And now we're just focused on 1D, and of course that's helpful, but how do you get any range, right? And the idea behind getting any range is that let's say you want to look at here, right? The sum of these 2 elements. Well, the sum of these 2 elements is just this entire sum minus this subset, right? So now to get, I should have changed the color a little bit. So to get this, why is this so weird? So to get this 3 and 0 1D box, you just take this big box minus this big box or smaller box, and then you get the delta, which is underneath. And that's basically how you do 1D 1D range sum, right, or prefix sum queries and stuff like that. So that's basically one of the core ideas that I hope you're familiar with. If not, maybe we have the entire week, but today, like I said, NBA playoffs, so my fault. Okay, so I'm going a little bit fast, is my apologies, but maybe you can watch it again or something, and hopefully that's good. Or just come to Discord and hang out. Okay, so what do we do in 2D, right? So let's say we have this. Do I want to use this? Okay, it doesn't really matter. I guess that's just a box. Then the idea here is the 2D version of this, right? Okay, so let's actually bring it back. Oops. Hang on. The idea is similar, but a little bit tricky, or tricky to visualize initially, right? Let's say we want to get a certain box. Let's say actually a box that they give you. Let's say this blue box, right? How do you get this blue box? Well, there are a couple of ways you can do it, but the way that I think about it is that that box is just a combination of sorts of a couple boxes, right? One is that you get this red box, so you get the sum here minus. I'm trying to choose another color. Hang on. Minus this other box that is on this border, right? And minus this one, because now we know that these numbers are not obviously in the blue box, so we subtract it. And in here we notice that we're actually subtracting this box twice, right? We're subtracting this box twice, so we have to add it back. And that's basically the core idea. You can work out the X's and Y's and implementation, but that's basically the idea. So if you have never done this before, definitely pause and see if you can implement that idea from scratch. I think you just draw it out and write out the indexes, be clear, and also take your time. If this is your first time doing it, or even second time doing it, not necessary, and if you don't feel like you understand it, take your time and just pause and then come back to, keeping in mind that one is that I still get off by 1 error, so I have to be careful as well. But I would also say that like, if it appears fast, and I may jinx myself and really type it slowly, if it appears that I appear fast or done it fast or done it quickly, it's because I've done it a lot of times. So yeah, so that's basically what I was going to say, right? Yeah. So that's basically all I have to say. So definitely, like I said, keep track of what would you want to do. And try to do it afterwards. Okay, just checking the bounds, receiving track of length and the rows and columns, and then now we set up the prefix sum. And actually, you don't even need the original matrix because you can build it back anyway. So we have prefix. There are a couple of ways you can write it. I write it this particular way, so let me know how it goes. Actually, it's +1 because I like also to have it an extra row and column of zeros, just so that that represents 0 elements. So it makes certain maths easier, but that's the way that I do it. Yeah. Okay, so. Okay, and then so that's just setting it up, and then now we want to do the prefix version. I usually write it this way, but I know that people do it in a different way with, but for me this way makes sense. But yeah, because now we're doing the prefix sum of the prefix sum, and in some region, like we said, we just have to work out the corners. So it should be self.prefix prefix of, are they definitely smaller than each other? Okay, just want to make sure, because sometimes some problems will trick you with if you assume different corners, but here it just should be lower left or whatever it is, so it should be okay. So row 2 +1, call 2 +1, we have to return. So this is the entire rectangle minus or put a 1, and we don't want to exclude it, so we want to include it because it's -1 +1. Yeah. I think this is it. I mean, sometimes, like I said, I am way prone to off by 1 on these wave things, but oh, whoops. Yeah. And also, in good practice, you would probably do some defensive programming, but they give you some constraints, so that's okay with respect to like the rows, columns, and inbounds and stuff like that. Did I do this well? I see. Huh? Oh, this is, wow, this is really wrong, actually. No, wow, what am I doing? I need to do the prefix, whoops. That's right, okay. Actually, this is right, it's just that I was thinking about the prefix array and not the, okay. Sometimes I write it differently, so I guess I got confused there. Quick typos. Okay, so this is clearly really wrong. Why is that? Let me see if I got the. Like I said, easy off by ones. Easy off by ones. Let's see, what is this? So 3, 0, 4, 8, 10 looks okay. 8, 14 is 8 plus 6. Yep, that looks okay. So this matrix looks okay. So I probably have an off by one here. Is that reasonable? What are the inputs? Some region, some, okay, so we want to sum 2, 1, 4, 3. So are these 0 indexed? Yep. 4, oh, wait, which one is the red one? I guess they tell you. The red triangle, or rectangle. So 2, 1, 1, 1. I mean, it should not be negative in any case, but I guess we can, what am I doing wrong? Okay, I mean, I guess just put out the components. Maybe I just messed up somewhere. Oh. Okay. It's just a easy typo because I don't know. These lines were a little bit long. Maybe I should have been a little bit better about because I don't like having these long lines, but Python is very weird about it. So okay, so let's give it a submit. Hopefully this is good and I don't have more typos on the +1. But I mean, that was technically not by one, but more like typo. Oh wow, how am I so much slower than last time? Cool. Let's take a look to see what I did last time then. I guess I did the same thing. Maybe it's just they just add more test cases or something like that. But yeah, you can't really do that much faster. I mean, this is linear. Maybe you can get rid of some for loops, but yeah, this is O of 1, so that makes it easy because O of 1 is pretty much as fast as you can go. This is going to be R times C, which is linear. What did you call it? Pre-processing is what they call it. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Gotta go run to the game. Stay good, stay healthy, take good mental health. I'll see you later and take care. Bye bye.